everyone, it's Miss Lori from Indian Trails Library. Welcome to Kids in the Kitchen. And today we're going to make two appetizers, a hedgehog cheese ball and a Valentine snack board. Really fun to make. All right, so gather your recipe cards and all the ingredients that you're going to need, and get your measuring cups and get your little heart cookie cutters out, and let's get started. All right, so we're going to make our first recipe today, which is the hedgehog cheese ball. So what you're going to need for that is some white cheddar cheese, and I use the extra sharp, some seasoning, ranch dressing seasoning, and then you're going to need some cream cheese. That's for the first part. That's to kind of make the body of the hedgehog. So you want to mix your cream cheese up in your bowl, and this is hard to do. I kind of did this ahead of time because it takes a lot of work. You're going to get a lot of muscle trying to mix this cream cheese up. Make sure that it's softened. Keep it out of the fridge for a couple hours and get it a little soft. Probably would work really good using a mixer for this, but I did it by hand. So after you mix this, I know your recipe says to add the shredded cheese, but I think it works out better if we add our ranch seasoning first before the cheese and really get it all incorporated into the cream cheese. And then once we do that, then we can add our cheese. So we're just gonna mix. I'm telling you, it's a lot of work. Get this all mixed up and make sure there's no powder left on the sides of the bowl, and really give it a good mix. All right, and an extra spoon sometimes helps too. Unless you're using a blender, that would go pretty quick. So we want to keep mixing this up. All right, and then we want to add our grated cheese. So when you're using a grater, you really want to be careful because it's very, very sharp. So I have my grater here, and I grated most of my cheese already. This was a pretty big block of cheese. It called for 8 ounces. So I am going to go ahead and grate the rest of this cheese. And you really have to be careful. You don't want your fingers to get close to the grater because you will cut your finger. So if you need some adult supervision to grate the cheese, that might be the best thing to do, or just some help. So this will all get grated up. See, I'm getting to the end now. I can just take my finger and then just stop and put that little piece aside. All right, and you want to get all the cheese off the grater. All right, and then you want to go ahead and incorporate all the cheese into your cream cheese mix. So that cheese and then the cheese that I grated earlier, which you could do that ahead of time too. I'll put that in there. There you go. Makes a lot. So then we're going to mix that up too. So we'll mix, and it gets really stiff and hard to work with, but keep trying to mix that all in. And then once we have it all mixed, we are going to put it on some saran wrap, and we're going to form the body of our little hedgehog. So cute. So we are focusing on appetizers today, and this is really a great appetizer, and you can serve it with many things. You can serve it with crackers, use the pretzel sticks that we use for decoration. You can have extra on the side. You can use vegetables, celery sticks, carrot sticks, anything like that. All right, I think we're pretty well mixed. It's kind of all in a big glob here. All right, but that's what we want. We want it all to be mixed together. All right, so now I'm going to take my other spoon, get the rest of this off of here. So we want to spread out some saran wrap. All right, pretty good piece. So we want to fit it all in there. So we're going to cut our saran wrap, and then we're going to lay our cheese mixture on top of it, just like that. Get it all out of the bowl. It smells so good. Can't wait to try it. It really smells good. All right, so you get all that out, and then we're going to take the saran wrap, fold it over it. Might need an extra piece too. And you can use your hands or maybe take your spoon and push it down a little bit. Because remember, we want to make like an oval. So almost like a football shape is how we want to make it. All right, so it's down a little bit. And then maybe put a piece like this, hold it like this, and then just kind of squish it together. Work it a little bit. All right, little pointy ends. It's flat on the bottom. We did a pretty good job there. Yeah, it looks like a football shape. A little bigger in the middle, and then it's more narrow on the ends. All right, so now you are going to put this in the refrigerator for at least 3 to 4 hours. Overnight would probably be better, and then when you take it out, we can decorate. Okay, so I kept mine in the refrigerator, and now I'm taking it out, and it's really hard, and it kind of melded all together now. All right, so this is my hedgehog. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna cut the back, let's say, off the cheese ball. So this part looks a little more narrow, so I am going to cut it maybe about here. All right. Oh yeah, it's really hard. Okay, so this will now be the hedgehog face. All right, so that's gonna go right here. So we're gonna kind of incorporate it a little bit there. All right, okay, so don't worry about the back, how that looks. So now what we're gonna do is decorate. So we need a radish. We have everything right here. We have a radish, beautiful radish. We have some olives, and we have a raisin, and we also have some pretzels. So we're going to go ahead and cut our radish on the cutting board, and this will make his ears. All right, so let's go ahead and cut one ear. Careful, be very careful. You may need help with this one. I think I'm going to, these radishes are so big, and my hedgehog's not that big. I'm gonna put just a half on one side and a half on the other side. All right, kind of where they meet, where the face and the body meet. Okay, and then for the eyes and the mouth, okay, we're gonna cut one of our olives. So we'll take a slice and we'll cut the slice in half for the mouth. So cute. So there's his mouth. Press it in there a little bit. And then you want a nose, which is going to be the raisin. The nose goes like that. And then The eyes, we can just use a little bit of our olive, cut it up a little bit. Well, it's not going to look exactly like the beautiful picture, but this is our creation. It doesn't matter what it looks like. We created it. All right. Okay. So there's the face of my hedgehog. Afraid to lift it up. All right, there you go. There's my hedgehog face. And now, the really fun part is we're going to put some quills on our hedgehog. So we're going to use our pretzel sticks and just stick them in there. So fun. Got some big quills. You could even cut them in half if you wanted to, so the quills wouldn't stick out so far. But you just put as many as you want in here, and it'll really start to look like a hedgehog. Oops, that's a double one. All right, so you can keep doing that until it's fully decorated, and then you will have your hedgehog cheese ball. All right, that was a fun one. Okay, so now we're on to our next recipe, which is a Valentine's Day snack board. So this one is very, very healthy for you. Lots of veggies, lots of fruits and nuts. And we are going to make the vinaigrette dressing that goes with it. You don't need to do this. This is optional. Just making the snack board with all the fruits and vegetables would be good, or you could use a different dressing. So, but I'm going to show you how to make this one. And you are going to need to take out your measuring cups, and they also have measuring spoons on the ends of them. So first what we need to do is measure out 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. If you have a fresh lemon and you want to squeeze that, that would probably be the best. So we're going to find our 1 tablespoon, and we're going to squeeze some of that lemon juice in here, and then we're going to put that in a bowl. So you need a little bowl too. Get the lemon juice in here, measure out a tablespoon. I think this will be really good. All right, so we're going to put our tablespoon of lemon juice in the bowl, and then we're going to add half a teaspoon of Italian dressing. So we have or Italian seasoning, I'm sorry. So we have that here. I'm going to just take the top off of it, and then we're going to find our half teaspoon, which is right here, half teaspoon, and then we're going to add that to the lemon juice. All right. And then the next thing we want to add is the Dijon mustard. We need a half a teaspoon of that. So this is the Dijon mustard. And we're going to take that half teaspoon that we just used, and we are going to measure out a half teaspoon of that. All right. I'll take my little whisk here. If you have a whisk, it would really work well for this recipe. So we're going to do that. Try to get all the mustard off of there. It's just really sticking in the spoon there. Okay. So then the last thing, we can mix that up a little bit. Incorporate all those seasoning, the mustard, the lemon juice. And then the last thing we're going to do is add a fourth a cup of extra virgin olive oil. So let's find our 1/4 cup. I've got mine right here. And we're going to just add it a little at a time. So we're going to measure out a 1/4 cup. All right. And then we'll just add a little bit. Mix it up. All right. Maybe add a little bit more. Mix that into it. And then add the last of it. Okay. And then we'll mix that up into it. All right, so we have a real tiny bowl here of our vinaigrette. Okay, so you can put that aside, and now we're going to start making our little heart-shaped vegetables, and we have some toast. All right. Okay, so now that we made our vinaigrette, now we're going to do the fun part. We're going to cut all our vegetables and our meat and our cheese, and we're going to cut it up into a heart shape. So you've got two heart shapes. You can use the big or the small. I think the small one would be better because, like for instance, the cucumbers, they're not that big, so it wouldn't really make a heart if we use the big one. But you can use the big heart shape cutter for your snack board, and I'll show you how. So I think what we'll cut up first is some green pepper. So I got a green pepper, I washed it, and I cut it into fourths. And I did the same thing with the red pepper, and then I'll show you how to do the cucumbers. So let's start with our peppers, and we're going to take our small heart shape, and we're just going to press into it, and we are going to make a heart out of the green peppers. So the skin can be kind of tough, so it can be kind of hard. You might have to go through to the opposite side to get it off. So we can trim it a little bit, but it definitely is a heart shape. All right, so we'll do that with the rest of the green peppers, and then we're also going to do that with the red peppers. So I have a lot of red pepper too, and we're just going to fit that in here, and then we're going to press it down. Okay. See if it went through. And be careful, because sometimes these cutters, the cookie cutters, can be kind of sharp. I don't want you to hurt yourself. So, all right, so there's our red pepper heart. We're just going to put those off to the side. And then we're going to try a cucumber. So you can keep making these. Just kind of want to make one of each to show you how they turn out. So this is where, you know, the little heart shape, it doesn't quite, the cucumber isn't quite big enough, but if you cut it and take the little pieces off, you still get somewhat of a heart. All right, and then our cheese. So I had this cheese cut super thick, so I'm going to probably make a couple of hearts out of this. And any leftovers, any end pieces, you can certainly eat. All right, and here's our cheese heart. Beautiful. All right, and then we're going to do one with our salami. So I did the same thing with the salami. I had it cut really, really thick. All right, and we're going to make a heart out of the salami. This one might be a little harder to do because it's so thick. But keep pressing. All right, and it turned out beautiful heart. And lastly, so I toasted some bread, and I'm going to cut little heart shapes out of the bread too. Okay, and this one might be a little tough to do too, but take your time. You can do it. All right. So, and there's my heart-shaped piece of bread. Okay, so you just continue to keep cutting pieces out, and then we'll put it on the board, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so here is our beautiful, healthy Valentine's Day snack board, all done. So I have blueberries, I have our vinaigrette dressing, I have carrots, and these are dried cranberries. I cut up all the heart shapes. So you've got your green pepper, you've got your Colby Jack cheese,
you have your hard salami, red pepper, cucumbers, and little hearts with our toast, and some cashews. Enjoy. It would be very impressive to make.
Oh, phew, that was a lot of work, wasn't it? But it was also a lot of fun. And I hope your family enjoys eating all the appetizers that you made today. So thanks for joining us for Kids in the Kitchen, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Bye for now.